and girls, ladies and gentlemen, how the hell y'all doing? I'm, of course, the one, the only, the king of internet talk radio. I am, of course, Stacy fucking Krugger. How the hell y'all doing, man? Thank you very much for tuning in. So, I know those of you who are listening to this live, I realize I'm starting a little bit late, but would you expect anything less from me, honestly? I didn't think so. So how the hell's everyone doing today, man? Thank you very much, of course, for tuning in first off. I appreciate it more than anything, more than I think I could ever realistically tell you. One thing you're going to notice right now, this one may be a little bit longer than usual. Who knows? It's me. It could go, 5 minutes and we go, okay, fuck it. No, I'm joking, obviously. But, yeah, this one's going to go a little bit longer than usual. I finally was able to afford to upgrade the account here on Spreaker.com, and I can now give us 3-hour shows. Eventually, I'll upgrade to the 5-hour just for the more visibility, the more storage space, stuff like that. I don't see me doing a 5-hour show, folks. I'm sure a few people are like, oh, come on, Stacy, you can do it. No, I'm good. And Stacy forgot to put his phone on vibrate. But no, just no. I don't see me doing that ever, dude. But it would be cool to pull a 5-hour, but no, I don't see me pulling that off. But yes, finally we can get a lot more length to our podcast here, a lot more length to our shows. It might actually mean I might be taking a break in here eventually to play a little bit of music, to go get a drink of water or something like that. But so be it. Also, I'm going to start off this show a little bit different than usual. I'm sure most of you are going to be going, why the hell are you starting like this? Because I want to, and I love football. So first off, I just want to say huge congratulations to my boys, the Minnesota Vikings, for quite literally wiping the field with the Rams. It was 34-6 at the end of the game. For the first two quarters, absolutely nothing from the Rams. The third and fourth quarter, they finally got 2 field goals, but that was nothing. That's it. You're not going to wipe the field of Vikes doing that. First quarter, field goal kick, that's it from the Vikes. But beyond that, absolutely wipe the absolute field with them. So seriously, Vikes, congratulations. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I've heard this quite a few times being a Vikings fan, because any of you who know who the Vikings are, you realize exactly how hard it is to be a Vikings fan. Of course, I mean, well, we normally suck, okay? I'll admit that any day. The Vikings are normally fucking terrible. We are awful. Absolutely awful. But if you're a core Vikings fan like me, even if we're sucking up, even if we're being terrible, we're still going to worship the team because we love them. We're lifelong fans. We're not fair weather fans here in the Vikings. That's something that's great about being a Vikings fan, is you're not a fair weather fan. Most of us. There's a few other ones, but we'll let them hide in the shadows. Yeah, it's great to see these guys go. But the reason why I bring that up is because when you see the Vikings start to do good, this happens a lot with media up here, especially the ones from across the bridge who are fans of the Green Bay Packers, which we have a bit of a rivalry with. You always hear, instead of going, wow, the Vikings played great this game, wow, the Vikings have a good team, wow, the Vikings have a great pass, or whatever it happens to be. It's always, oh, well, they won because this team was awful. Oh, they won because this happened. They couldn't have won normally. They only won because, the Rams were on their second-string quarterback. They only won because this person got injured. That's the only reason the Vikings could ever possibly win, is if somebody's hurt or something's wrong. Apparently, if you're a Vikings fan, if you're a Viking, you're relying on the fact that somebody over there is going to get sick, or you're going to fucking break someone's leg. Otherwise, you're screwed. There's no chance of you ever winning. No chance at all. But sorry to inform all of you, well, frankly, Packer fans. No, we're good. You're last place and we're good. How does that feel? Come on. I've been a Vikings fan for how many years I've wanted to say that? That's all. That's all. I'm sure a few of you are probably going, Stacy, aren't you being a bit childish? Goddamn right I am. But also a huge shout out to Matt Castle, our quarterback, managed to make it up from practice squad to doing this. I would say you're doing good, man. Because that's the funny thing is, I remember during preseason, all this hype about Teddy. What the hell was the dude's name? Teddy. That's all I remember is his first name, Teddy. Like, people were chanting his name as he took the field. First preseason game of the year. Castle hits the field. On the first play of the goddamn year, field goal. On first drive, field goal. Not field goal, touchdown on the first drive of the game. Holy shit. Doing great, awesome, great sign to the team and to the rest of the league going, wow, these guys are actually doing decent. If they're, third or fourth string quarterback is that good. So, all right. Next drive comes up. Hear the whole crowd, Teddy, 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 just chanting for Teddy. Teddy hits the field and just stinks it up, dude. Just stinks it up. Obviously, Castle was fortunate enough to leave a nice little foundation enough for him to win still. But absolutely just stunk it up. I'm going, okay, well, maybe it was just the first game jitters. Happened consecutively every game after that. Castle would come out, lay the foundation for the game to be won. Teddy would come out and just stink it up hard. I mean, sure, Teddy did have a good play or two here or there, but overall, just absolute shit play, right? So, come the great firing, as we like to call it. Going, well, sorry, you got cut. Come to find out, Teddy wasn't starting. Teddy was not starting, despite being first pick in the draft by the Vikings. Teddy ain't starting. And Castle made it starting quarterback. So, Castle, I know you'll never fucking hear this, ever. But by some off chance you are hearing my words, all I can say is great fucking job. The Vikes needed you. Great fucking job out there. And thank you for giving us something to fucking hope for, man. Thank you for giving the Vikings something to be chipper about and be hopeful for, right? It's been a long time. It's been a really long time since the Vikings have had anything. I mean anything to go, oh, look, we have something to be hopeful. Like, oh, look, we're actually going to win. Oh, Favre came in and just shit all over our dreams, but that's what Favre does really well. Beyond that, we haven't had anything to be hopeful for in a long time. So, Castle, please keep it up. You're doing a great fucking job so far. And also, I wanted to bring this up real quick. Holy shit, Patterson. Holy shit, Patterson. So, Adrian Peterson got 21 attempts at trying to make something in a play. A total for 75 yards. Patterson got 3 attempts at rushing and 3 attempts at receiving. Patterson, 102 yards rushing and 26 yards receiving, where you sit there and go, God damn right. So finally, we're going to pull the spotlight off of Peterson. For once, it's not going to be all about Peterson saying, Peterson's our only hope to win a game. We have to let him run it 24/7. Finally, fucking finally, we have someone else take the spotlight off him and give the teams out there something to fear then. Because they realize if it's not just about Peterson, they actually have to be worried about us because we'll try to run Peterson once or twice. Yeah, we'll run him a few times. We'll let you stop him. And then out of nowhere, you have no idea where the fuck that ball's going next because it's not going to Peterson. Oh, look, it went down the field. Oh, touchdown, bitch. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll get the hell off the Vikings stuff, but I'm a rabid Vikings fan, folks. Absolute rabid Vikings fan. So I figure it's worth it. Worth it since I actually have the bully pulpit, might we say. I actually have the podium for a little bit to rant about how much I love my team. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, I remember quite a few times here in the past, I remember a lot of you have heard me rant about doublespeak. And also how much I really despise politics. Not the politics as in I will never participate, I'll never cover it, but how much I hate, really, I guess, the partisanship of politics. I don't believe either side is right. I believe the liberals are just as freaking idiotic and have their heads just as far up their ass as the Republicans do. Both put the blinders on and refuse to see the other side. There's a few independents out there who have a chance, but realistically are halfway decent, but they'll never have a chance. Let me rephrase that, because, frankly, how do I put this correctly? The major powerhouses, which is the Republicans and the Democrats, will never give them a chance. So you can wish and pray all you want, it ain't gonna happen, frankly, folks. But there's someone I do respect the hell out of as a broadcaster. He's an amazing broadcaster. When it comes to the art of broadcasting, he is a fucking artiste. When it comes to his views, I think he should get blown with a fire hose once in a while. Just kind of go, cool the fuck off, man. Jesus Christ. But for him to say this and not realize that he's talking about himself in the same way blows me away. Let me show you what this is. I'm not going to tell you who this was. I just want you to listen.
And finally tonight, the factor tip of the day. My pal Jon Stewart, basically a comedian, but he's taken seriously by some of his fanatical followers. Speaking about the Michael Brown killing in Ferguson, Missouri, Stewart mocked me for coming back from vacation.
But good on you, Mr. O'Reilly, for coming back. Unless, of course, you're furious about something else.
Furious about how the shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown is being reported and how various people are reacting to it.
Yes! That is the outrage.
But Stewart distorts the issue, and he has been known to do that. Before that piece of propaganda was delivered, I had said this: what happened to Michael Brown should never happen to any American. Fair-minded Americans, an 18-year-old, 18-year-olds make mistakes, no matter how this turns out, no matter how this case turns out, Juan. 18-year-olds make mistakes. So if Michael Brown did something wrong, it doesn't mean that you wind up dead in the street. So here is the factor tip of the day. When you hear something on a partisan-driven program, do not believe it. And that includes the net. Don't believe this stuff. Distortions are how some people make a living. Stewart's going for the laugh. He doesn't really care if it's true or not. And his audience, they're not watching me. They don't know. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Come on.
Yes, and we all know that you're perfect, Bill. We all know that Bill's perfect. Bill never once has distorted the truth. Bill has never once edited a video to come out in his favor. Never. No. Bill's never once done that. Listen, Bill, you were just as guilty of this as Jon Stewart is. Mind you, I do love watching Jon Stewart's program for a good laugh or two. I don't really take too much of what he says seriously, but of course, Bill, for the same factor, I don't take much of what you say seriously. Now, for you to honestly sit there and say this, be careful. Be careful of partisan divide programs. Don't believe it. Don't believe what you hear. It's a bit of a slap in your own face, buddy. I'm sorry to say. I'm truly wondering if you actually know what the hell you're talking about, my man. I really need to know if you actually have any idea how obscene it is that you threw that back in your own self, my man. Because there's been a number of times when it's reported on you back, actually worked in terrestrial radio land, the dark ages. I've, reported on plenty of things that you said that were horribly untrue or doctored to sound the way you wanted it to sound so you could make your own buck. You could really tell your own audience, look, I am the truth bringer. I am the one. Excuse me, folks. I am the one who is telling the truth, not this person. I know this was doctored perfectly to just fit with my needs, but you don't need to listen to the rest. I'm telling the truth. Now, unfortunately, Bill, I wish once again these words would get to you, but I know they won't. Just like I know what I said to Castle won't make it to him. But Bill, buddy, Bill, you're a hell of a broadcaster. You are. You know how to sell to your audience what you're trying to sell. But this, my man, this is a new one. This is a new one, my friend. I know you guys are probably going, Stacy, move off of it. I realize this, but it's amazing to me that this man would do this to himself. That this man can say it without realizing what he's truly saying about himself, even, because he's just guilty of it. Or there's only one thing I can think of, is the fact that he realizes what he does. He realizes every single day what he does. And more or less, he's throwing it out there just to see, I guess would be the best way to say it, just to see if anybody will call him on it, to cause controversy, to cause outrage, to stir it up, to make himself some publicity. Because any good person who's ever worked in the media knows the best way to advertise yourself is not by paying some ad agency to plaster your face all around town on billboards, to run promos on your TV station or radio station. It's to get yourself a controversy, to get people talking about you so they'll tune in. Even if they don't like you, they'll tune in. That's why I know half the things I talk about. People aren't going to be happy about it. They're not going to like me for it. They're going to be pissed off me for it, saying it. But they're going to tune in next to hear what I say next, which any good broadcaster should and will be doing. Any good one, mind you. That's why I can't help but wonder, is this what Bill's doing? Is Mr. O'Reilly literally just stirring the proverbial pot to get people pissed off enough to want to listen, to want to tune in next to see what he's going to say next? Or just to tune in so they can be more pissed off and rant about what he had to say more? I mean, look at The View. The View plenty of times. Like, Oprah, or I can't remember what the hell half the chicks' names are. But they would say things just to piss people off because they know they would come back. Jenny McCarthy talking about the inoculations. How, preventative inoculations will cause autism. Even though there's not much scientific study behind it. Or proof behind it, should I say. Not saying I agree nor disagree with her. I haven't studied nearly enough on it to believe either way. So I tend to trust my doctor on that one. But by her saying that, she pissed off so many people. They're going to come back and find out what she has to say next so they could go on Facebook and bitch about her and yell about her. And people are going to go, what the hell, if they didn't already know what The View was? Which I do have a hard time believing because I don't watch TV and even I know what The View is. They're going to want to tune in and go, what the hell is with this? What the hell is this View thing? They now are watching The View and, well, doing exactly what The View is trying to do, selling ads. Same thing I believe, I have to believe O'Reilly's doing, man. I have to believe it. I can't believe this man would be that idiotic. This man has been doing this for how many freaking years? I can't believe he'd be that idiotic to say this without realizing what he's saying. Am I making a molehill? What's saying? Am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Possibly. Possibly. But it just seems idiotic. It seems really stupid. But that is neither here nor there. I'm going to take a quick break, folks. I'm going to get a drink of water, rest my voice. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. around, welcome back. Once again, I am, of course, the king of internet talk radio, Stacy motherfucking Krugger. Alright, well, next up, have you ever really thought to yourself, God damn, I really want to kill myself. I hate my life. I want to die right now. But I just don't want to die in any sort of way. Well, you could do what Thomas Riviera did. The 51-year-old of upstate Port Jervis, tied a chain from his head to a pole. Then he jumped into his 2005 Honda CR-V, hit the fucking gas. And by the time his Honda CR-V slammed into a parked vehicle, he was quite decapitated and quite dead. I mean, if you want to die, and you really, really want to get the job done, and you don't want to risk, fucking it up somehow. I want to, goddamn. I want to kill myself. I'm going to slip my wrist. Oh, God, that would hurt. That might screw up, so I'd have to get therapy afterwards. I'm going to hang myself. No, the damn rope might break. What should I do? I'm going to shoot myself. No, damn it. No, I ran out of shells yesterday. Son of a bitch. And it might misfire. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll tie a chain to the city pole, wait until it's broad daylight, right around noon, and just hit the gas in my car and rip my own skull off. I mean, because really at this point, there's no turning back. There's no way to say, you know what, LOL, I'm kidding, I'm just joking. No, you're not, there's no turning back. Frankly, there's no, LOL, I'm kidding. You can't go back on this one, guys. That pole and chain are probably not very unforgiving. All I could say is, who was the poor bastard going, what's with that Honda CR-V and what's with the chain? Jesus! What is that poor bastard thinking? Thomas Riviera, he didn't care too much, because I know it takes a while for the nerve endings to die, so he felt the pain, and he's sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what the hell? But what was the poor bastard thinking who saw that? I mean, because you got to think of pure blood pressure and coming out of aorta vein. Head rips off. Oh, it was a fountain. Oh, it was a fountain. Pure, just looked like Niagara Falls. Not Niagara Falls. Looked like the Old Faithful out of the top of someone's skull. Well, I suppose not just a skull, neck. Because you really can't factor in the skull in that one, can you, I suppose, huh? Yeah. Maybe there's blood squirting on his skull. Who knows? Anyway, let's move off of the blood squirting, move on to how fucked up it was that he did this. Now, I'm going to move off the funny and move along more into where this should be for this type of story is. What the hell was bothering this poor bastard so much that it drove him to do a suicide in this public of a matter? What? Okay, I know what could bring a person to do that because I've battled this in the past. But I would have never thought of doing it in this manner. Suicide, for most people at least, is a very, very, very private matter where they battle it and they finish themselves off in private, not in front of people. So, for someone to do this in a very public manner like he did, says something about the man. One, obviously he was incredibly depressed and something was bothering him, digging at him. That's fucking obvious. I mean, if you can't see that, you got problems. Two, to me it says he was attention starved and he was screaming out for attention. Plain and simple. I mean, if you're going to sit there and basically, I'm going to tie a rope around my skull and decide it'd be a great idea to, tie the rope around my neck, jump in my car, hit the gas, and just go, all right? To do that, all that is right there screaming, Mommy and Daddy didn't love me enough, even though they're dead by now. probably, I'm guessing this guy didn't have a girlfriend, or else it would probably been written about in the story, right? Now, to me that says either he didn't get laid nearly enough, or he just needed that much attention. Could he have gotten it better ways? Absolutely. But I guess he really found his maybe he could have gotten a podcast and had nobody listen to him, like right now. If I don't joke about it, folks, it's not going to be funny. I suppose that kind of goes without saying, because it wouldn't have been said. It wouldn't be. I'm going to stop with these failed jokes and just try to move on here, okay? But just the manner that he went about it blows me away. That he would take this method. I know I'm having a hard time talking about this because I literally, the entire time I've read this story, the whole time I read the story, every time I reread it, trying to gather my thoughts on this to figure out how to present it to you, I could not figure out a reason why he would do it in this manner, besides the fact, like I pointed out, that he was just that lonely and just wanted that much attention from somebody. But honestly, how much fucking attention do you need from somebody to rip your own skull off in public? I mean, how much of a narcissistic fuck do you have to be to go, you know what? I am so fucking important. I'm so high and mighty. I'm so fucking cool. I'm something nobody should ever forget about, that I'm going to do it in public and make sure it's so gruesome that nobody will be able to forget. If I jump off this billboard over here, they'll forget me. If I jump off the Empire State Building, they'll forget me eventually. People do that type of stuff. There's a reason they have suicide bars there. But if I do it this way, which as far as I know right now, I've never heard of this happening before. I'm sure it's happened somewhere. Well, I don't know. Maybe this is the very first time someone decided to tie a chain to their skull and hit the fucking gas. I don't know. But it's going to leave a fucking mark on society, plain and simple. And really, at that point, I figured his mission for his suicide was complete. He wanted to be known so badly, he got himself known. Even though he can't enjoy his notoriety, rightfully so, the narcissistic fuck. But you get what I'm saying here, folks. But in all honesty, folks, once again, to move away from the funny, move away from the debate of why someone would do it, if you are so depressed that you feel you need to kill yourself, for the love of Christ, either dial 911, tell them, get yourself help. Go to a therapist, talk to somebody, call up your best friend, call up your mom, call up who the hell you have to call up, and get yourself help. Or call up the suicide prevention hotline and get yourself fucking help. Because shit like this shouldn't happen. No matter how depressed you are, you should never, ever think that killing yourself would be a viable option. Never once should you go, my life is so bad, I should kill myself. There's always something to live for out there, folks. And I want you to remember that. I want you to make sure you take that to fucking heart right now. That there's always something to keep going forward with. That you should always, always, always try. No matter how dark it gets. I went through an absolute mental breakdown. I went through deep, dark depression during my divorce. During those times, they got dark. Really fucking dark. And I thought about it. But luckily, I reached out to friends. I reached out to parents. I reached out to a therapist to get me through those dark times. And that's why I'm still here, flapping my fucking jaw to this day. There's no reason any of you guys here listening right now should not be able to, go do the same exact thing I'm doing, which is flap my friggin' jaws. Live your life, no matter how dark it gets. So once again, please, if you ever think about getting to that point, for the love of Christ, once again, call 911, call your parents, call your friends, or call the suicide prevention hotline if you have no parents or friends to talk to, and get yourself help. You may think you're not worth it, but I guarantee you, you, you are worth it. Absolutely, positively guarantee you are worth it. Now, I'm battling between two subjects to move into here. This one is so stupid. I don't know quite how to talk about it, frankly. But I figure the best way I could do it is read the headline to you and go from there. Death penalty sought for Colorado teen, boyfriend and elderly couple slain. You hear that? It sounds bad enough as it is, right? Well, it gets worse. Oh, it always gets worse, but this one really does get worse. Colorado prosecutor says on Friday she will seek the death penalty for a teenage woman and her boyfriend, charged in the killing of the man's grandparents. Why? Why would somebody choose to kill their grandparents? Why? Would it be... What would you think it would be? Do you think it'd be hatred for the grandparents? Do you think it'd be jealousy of something? Maybe. What do you think? I think the first thing I would have thought of is what happened. They killed him for an inheritance of $20,000 in a house. $20,000 in a house. Stop and think about it this way. Some person's life was worth $20,000 in a house to somebody else, to two other people. Working at a radio station, part-time, I pulled 20 grand a year. Okay? Well, technically part-time because I worked a lot of overtime. That's besides the point. Because I picked up a lot of shifts. But I pulled 20 grand a year at my radio station on the good years. So 20 grand's not impossible to imagine. 20 million is possible to is a bit impossible to imagine, but 20 grand is not. A house is a fucking house here, folks. I mean, how fucked up did these kids have to be? I mean, the girl, she looks beautiful. She looks just like a beautiful young lady. The dude looks like herp derp as fuck. I mean, herp derp and methed out as hell. But the girl looks just like a beautiful young lady who actually looks like she's bright. She doesn't look stupid as hell like her boyfriend. But Logan County District Attorney Brittany Luton said in a statement her office will pursue capital punishment for Cassandra Robbie, 18-year-old, and Brandon Johnson, 20. The pair were arrested in May and charged with first-degree murder for the slaying of that month of Charles and Shirley Severance, I believe the last name is pronounced, who were both 70, living about 100 miles away northeast of Denver. Charles Severance was found dead in his home, and Shirley Severance dismembered remains were later discovered in 2 locations. With some body parts in a reservoir near Colorado, the others were in a remote area across the state lines in Nebraska. The pair confessed to their roles in the couple's death under questioning by police. Johnson told detectives they were plotting to kill for 3 weeks. Within these 3 weeks, neither of them, especially the girl who actually looked like she had a brain on her, never once stopped, went, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea. It's only $20,000 in a fucking house. For 3 weeks, the goal was to inherit the grandparents' home, and claimed they stood to collect 20 grand from the grandparents' checking account. Johnson told investigators his grandfather died of a heart attack while he was choking the man, and he and Robbie stabbed and strangled his grandmother. Former Colorado prosecutor, Bob Grant, said he could not recall the last time a prosecutor in the state sought the death penalty for a woman. But this time it's a bit called for. Usually the thinking among prosecutors is the jury will view the woman as an accomplice rather than the primary actor. This time, not so much. Apparently my thought process of the gal being the brain was true, but in a totally different context. Apparently, yeah, she is smart. She was the fucking brain. The boyfriend was just a herp derp who knew how to kill. Or at least was able to kill. But I want you guys to put yourself in these two's shoes. For 3 weeks, first off, you have to be either drunk enough or stoned enough to think up this little plot saying if we kill them, we could take their house and take their money. 2, when you sober up, still think it's a good idea, and for 3 weeks, plot to do it, okay? Everybody's really good at talking. Everybody can plot. I mean, we've all done the whole thing where we're going, oh my God, I hate this motherfucker so much. I'm going to kick his ass when I see him, especially in high school. When I see this motherfucker at school tomorrow, I'm going to whoop that motherfucker's ass. Then you get to school and you see him, oh, hi, Joe. How are you? Hi. I'm just going to go over here. We've all done it. Everybody's great with talking. Now, just because you're great with talking doesn't mean it's actually possible. But imagine, put yourself in the shoes of this man and actually going forth and actually putting your hands around your grandfather's throat and choking him out. And then being the brains, which is the girl, and proceeding to help stab and strangle out the grandmother and then chop her up to bits. Now after putting yourself in their position, I want you to think about it. Tell me, would you be able to do it? Would you be able to do it? I know I couldn't do it. Maybe it's just because I actually had a good relationship with my grandparents, excuse me. And maybe it's just because I was raised up right. I was raised up like a fucking human being. I was raised up with morals. What's that moral? Oh, don't kill people. Huh, makes sense, right? But apparently, these two weren't. I want to know. I'm the type of person I want to know more about the backstory of what was wrong with these two. What kind of parenting did they have? Single parents? Did they have any parents? Were they foster kids? Were the grandparents pieces of shit? I need to know what the fuck's going on here, man. Because there's got to be more than just herp derp and herp deadette decided to go and kill the boyfriend's grandparents to take the cash. There's got to be something more than just that. I don't care how stoned and drunk you are. There's got to be something. Because if your grandparents were wonderful, sweet people your entire life, no matter how much meth and crack you smoke and shoot up, no matter how much you do, never once, killing your grandparents become a great idea if they're wonderful people, you know, and you're raised up like a human being. Never once will that become a great idea. Maybe I'm overlooking this. Maybe I'm saying that, maybe I'm overlooking the fact that today's generation is so fucked up that they'd actually be willing to do this. I don't think so, though. I like to think at least a few of them have common fucking sense. But of course, I might be giving them too much. Am I giving them too much? Yeah, I'm giving them too much. All right, everyone. I'm Stacy Krugger, the king of Internet Talk Radio. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to find me on Twitter at Stacy Krugger, spelled just like here. Same with Facebook. Find me. It's Stacy Krugger Odd Bunch. www.facebook.com/Stacy Krugger Odd Bunch. Also, you can find me on Twitch where I broadcast 7 days a week at twitch.tv, /Stacy Krugger. I will see you guys in one short week. If not beforehand, I might get a bug on my ass side of broadcast again, who knows, but bare minimum, one short week. You'll be hearing from me again. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. Talk to you then. Love you. Bye-bye. So strong, I don't know if I can handle it. I see the doctor, but my stress claiming legitimate. So I feel myself off.